The empty shelves you're seeing aren't from some lingering pandemic or an impending disaster. No, this is the harsh reality for millions of Americans every single day. According to the latest data from Feeding America and the USDA, food insecurity hit 13.5% of U.S. households in 2023, impacting a staggering 47 million people, including nearly 14 million children. That's up from previous years, with demand at food banks surging, 90% of them reporting increased or steady need in recent surveys. In some states, grocery stores have vanished entirely, leaving vast food deserts where folks have to travel miles for basics. The American food distribution system is showing real cracks, forcing hard-working families to choose between putting dinner on the table or affording essential medicine. We often picture hunger as something distant, in far-off lands, but right now, it's hitting every state, every neighborhood, every fridge across this nation. In this special episode on Top 10 America Beyond, we're diving deep into 10 states where grocery aisles are emptying out and food banks are stretched thin. This isn't just about those on the margins anymore, it's touching the middle class. Folks who once had steady jobs, health coverage, and a sense of security. We're counting down from 10 to 1, highlighting the challenges and the human stories behind them. Stick with us as we uncover these realities, and remember, on Top 10 America Beyond, we go beyond the headlines to bring you the full picture.
Top 10 America Beyond.
Number 10, Illinois. Picture this. In the heart of Chicago, one of America's bustling metropolises, entire neighborhoods are turning into food deserts. Our residents in some areas have to drive over 15 miles just to reach a supermarket stocked with fresh produce and affordable staples. This isn't some remote outpost, it's the Windy City, a hub of opportunity and economic strength. Yet, according to the Illinois Hunger Coalition, nearly 1 million people in Chicago and its suburbs live in these food deserts, where access to nutritious food is limited, and what's available often comes at a premium with poor quality. Food bank usage spiked by 45% in 2024, particularly among seniors and families with kids, as upscale chains expand downtown while pulling out of poorer districts due to high costs and low demand. In Cook County alone, the most populous area, folks are walking kilometers or shelling out for transportation just to grab basics like milk or vegetables. It's a stark divide, skyscrapers gleaming with fancy cafes on every corner. But just blocks away, communities struggle to keep meals on the table. As we move from the urban sprawl of Illinois to the sunny shores further south, it's clear that even states known for leisure are grappling with similar strains. Florida, with its booming population and tourist appeal, is seeing its own food crisis unfold amid rapid changes. Have you noticed rising grocery prices making it tougher to feed your family in your own state? Number 9, Florida. Down in Florida, the Sunshine State famous for pristine beaches and endless summers, a different kind of storm is brewing. Food banks in cities like Miami, Orlando, and Jacksonville are overwhelmed, with lines forming as early as 5 a.m. for free food boxes. Feeding Florida reports that over 3 million people needed food assistance in 2024, double the distribution from just 2 years prior. As inflation hits staples like eggs, meat, and veggies hard. A massive influx of newcomers seeking opportunities or retirement has driven up housing and living costs, pushing long-time residents into tough spots. Even retirees, once drawn here for affordable living, now rely on charity to eat. Supermarkets are retreating from certain areas, leaving gaps where families scramble for whatever's left. One Orlando resident shared, "I line up at dawn for my family, but sometimes we still go home empty-handed. It's a paradise turning precarious, where the gap between the haves and have-nots means sharing surplus bins just to get by. From Florida's coastal challenges, we're heading west to a land of vast opportunities that's ironically leaving millions behind. Texas, with its powerhouse economy, faces a paradox where abundance coexists with deep need. What surprises you most about how migration and costs are affecting food access in places like Florida? Reflecting on Illinois and Florida, it's a reminder that no matter the skyline or shoreline, community support is key. From my perspective, building stronger local networks, like volunteering at pantries or advocating for better distribution, can turn the tide, ensuring everyone has a fair shot at nutritious meals without the long drives or early lines. Number 8. Texas. Texas, the Lone Star State synonymous with big dreams and booming growth, now has pockets where people rummage through public bins for leftovers or expired items to make ends meet. In border districts like Hidalgo, officials have declared food emergencies as supermarkets withdraw from low-income zones, citing unsustainable costs. Feeding Texas data shows more than 5 million Texans, about 1 in 6, faced food insecurity recently, with nearly 40% of them being seniors who've built this country. Rural and border areas suffer most, with crumbling infrastructure making trips for groceries a major hurdle. Despite being the second largest economy in the US, traditional chains are pulling back, leaving communities reliant on overwhelmed food banks. We've got vast lands producing plenty, but it's not reaching everyone's plate, one local advocate noted. This creates a heartbreaking irony, a state of plenty where survival means searching for scraps. Shifting our focus northward to a place of innovation and natural beauty, Oregon's modern cities hide a growing divide. Like Texas, it's about systems failing to connect production with people. Do you think economic strength alone can solve these distribution issues in states like Texas? Number 7. Oregon. In Oregon, hailed as one of the most progressive and livable spots in America, the wealth gap is dictating who eats well and who doesn't. Portland's vibrant neighborhoods boast organic markets and farm-to-table eateries on one side, but just 10 blocks away, working families line up from 5 a.m. for limited pantry supplies in low-income housing areas. The Oregon Food Bank reported a 63% jump in people seeking help in 2024, the nation's highest, with most first-timers holding steady jobs, yet unable to keep up with premium-driven prices. In cities like Eugene, Medford, and Salem, residents live near markets but can't afford the basics, as subsidy programs lag behind inflation. Young families are even relocating because costs for food, housing, and care have skyrocketed. Food should be a basic freedom, locals say, but here the rich opt for fresh salads while others settle for day-old noodles. As we transition to the heart of the South, Alabama's story echoes Oregon's in how everyday folks are squeezed. Both highlight how even livable places can leave people behind. Have you seen similar divides in your own progressive community? Looking back at Texas and Oregon, it's eye-opening how prosperity doesn't always trickle down. Personally, I believe fostering empathy through small acts, like donating to local drives or supporting policies for affordable basics, can bridge these gaps, reminding us that true strength comes from lifting each other up with every meal shared. If you're finding this eye-opening dive into America's hidden struggles valuable, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to Top 10 America Beyond for more in-depth explorations. Number 6. Alabama. Alabama, with its rich history and warm southern hospitality, is forcing thousands of seniors into impossible choices between meals and medicine. In towns like Montgomery, Dothan, and Mobile, food bank visits by older adults have surged, but many sites now limit distributions because demand outstrips supply, over a quarter operating beyond capacity, per feeding Alabama. With a higher than average population over 65 and some of the lowest retirement benefits, rising prices for food and meds have left folks reducing meals daily. More than 60% of senior recipients report cutting back to afford prescriptions. Many live alone without easy transport, walking past bare shelves to stretch half a loaf of bread for the week. Staff at one pantry shared, "We're turning people away, and it breaks our hearts every time." It's a quiet strain on those who've given so much to their communities. Heading east to the Big Apple, New York's glittering for similar vulnerabilities. Alabama's elderly challenges parallel the urban inequities we'll see next. How does it feel knowing seniors in states like Alabama are skimping on meals for health needs? Number 5. New York. In the bustling boroughs of New York, where ambition fuels the streets, a surge in food insufficiency is painting a grim picture far from the glamour. Recent 2025 reports show the state's food insufficiency rate climbing to 10.4%, higher than early pandemic levels, affecting over 1 in 10 residents who struggle to access enough nourishment. Citywide, insecurity stands at 14.6%, impacting more than 1.2 million New Yorkers, with areas like the Bronx facing even higher pressures. Food pantries served a staggering 7.5 million individuals in 2023 alone, and 2025 surveys revealed 24% of households faced insecurity in the past year, driven by lingering economic pressures and unequal resource spread. In areas like Staten Island and Harlem, affordability gaps mean families juggle high costs for substandard options, while upscale districts overflow with choices. One community organizer noted, "We're seeing more working parents turning to aid, not out of crisis, but because basics have become unreachable." This divide risks deepening, turning the city that never sleeps into one where too many wake up worried about the next meal. From New York's crowded avenues, we're journeying to the tranquil hills where access barriers create their own kind of quiet desperation. New York's urban strains find echoes in West Virginia's rural voids ahead. Number 4. West Virginia. Deep in West Virginia's verdant valleys and historic trails, communities are battling persistent gaps in food availability that leave families stretched thin. As of 2025, the state's food insecurity hovers around 14%, with nearly 1 in 5 children, about 20%, facing threats to their nourishment, according to recent health rankings. Overall, residents need an estimated $169 million more annually to bridge meal gaps, and household insecurity stands at 13.7%, marking a continued challenge. Appalachian regions see rates climbing, with store pullouts exacerbating long drives for essentials, as updated reports note ties to broader health outcomes. In once vibrant hamlets, now only convenience stops offer limited fare, forcing reliance on intermittent community aid. A local volunteer expressed, "Our mountains are beautiful, but without nearby stores, simple shopping becomes an all-day ordeal." This ongoing challenge threatens to hollow out rural life further, as migration continues without fresh interventions. Pivoting to the West Coast's fertile fields, California's story contrasts with West Virginia's seclusion, yet shares flaws in reaching those in need. Do long distances to stores in rural spots like West Virginia resonate with your own experiences? Number 3. California. Amid California's bountiful harvests that supply half the nation's produce, a rising tide of insecurity leaves millions navigating waste and want side by side. In 2025, 22% of households overall and 27% with children grapple with hunger, up from prior years, totaling about 8.8 million affected individuals. Child rates hit 17% statewide, or 1.4 million kids, while some counties see 26% among youth. Without required donations like in Europe, surpluses often go used, as 13% of households reported issues in 2023 data extending into now. A retired educator in the Central Valley shared, "Farms surround us, but rising costs mean we wait for handouts instead of buying fresh." This mismatch amplifies calls for better recovery systems in a state of plenty. As we near the top of our countdown on Top 10 America Beyond, Mississippi's fertile soils uncover a stark mismatch between growth and access. The California's surplus dilemmas align with the production puzzles next. Would stronger donation rules make a real difference in abundant areas like California? Examining West Virginia and California reveals that geography shouldn't dictate plenty. I truly think embracing reuse initiatives and local sharing can transform excess into equality, creating resilient communities where abundance benefits all and isolation fades. If this countdown is resonating with you on Top 10 America Beyond, give it a like, share your stories in the comments, and subscribe for more eye-opening content. We're in this together. Number 2. Mississippi. In Mississippi's lush farmlands, long celebrated as an agricultural powerhouse, families confront a deepening divide where output doesn't always equal sustenance. 2025 figures peg insecurity at 16.2% statewide, soaring to 20.5% in the Delta region, affecting nearly 1 in 6 residents, or about 480,600 people, including 1 in 5 children. Seniors face rates up to 19.6%, and with poverty nearing 1 in 5, recent program declines, like opting out of federal summer aids, have food banks bracing for more demand on 553,610 folks. In Jackson and rural spots, steady workers still seek church distributions as undercut local growers struggle. A Delta parent remarked, "We grow the food, but affording it for our table feels out of reach most days." This cycle underscores a need for stronger links from field to family. Finally, wrapping our Top 10 America Beyond countdown, Arizona's expansive vistas conceal access hurdles. Mississippi's rural paradoxes flow into the desert's isolation issues. Does working full-time yet facing shortages sound familiar from places like Mississippi? Number 1. Arizona. Crowning our list on Top 10 America Beyond is Arizona, where sun-soaked retreats now spotlight searches for sustenance amid sprawling gaps. Insecurity affects 11.8% of households in 2025, equating to over 963,000 individuals, 1 in 6 overall, with northern areas exceeding state averages due to unique barriers. About 390,390 children received SNAP in 2024, highlighting ongoing child needs, while $672 million more is estimated yearly to close gaps. In southern enclaves and Tucson, travels over 20 miles for staples persist, hitting elders hard without transport as chains exit borders. A Phoenix community leader said, "Inflation bites hardest here, turning bread into a rare treat for too many. Without targeted fixes, these deserts could widen, dimming nutrition in a land of potential." Stories from Mississippi and Arizona emphasize that roots in agriculture or sun don't guarantee full plates. Deep down, I see hope in collective steps, like backing farm to community ties that honor hard work and ensure growth nourishes everyone, one balanced bite at a time. The realities we've uncovered on Top 10 America Beyond aren't distant tales, they're unfolding now, from bustling cities to quiet towns. While some shop with ease, others queue at banks or scour for scraps. What are your thoughts on this growing issue? How can we tackle food insecurity nationwide? Spot spot these signs in your state? Share below, we're listening. If this hit home, like, comment, subscribe, and spread the word. Together on Top 10 America Beyond, we can spark change. This is for education, drawn from public sources like Feeding America and USDA. Always verify for the latest. Thanks for joining. See you next time.